Hello, nonprofit leaders. Welcome to video one of our first video series. This series will cover your people, which are your staff, your board, and your other volunteers. Your people are one of those 5 nonprofit domains we spoke of in the startup video. Over the course of this year, we're going to cover the other domains. But guess what? Your domains are also your silos. And what do I mean by silos, and why does it even matter? Remember when we were growing up in our public school systems, how they made us sit in those rows? You weren't allowed to talk to each other, learn from each other. Well, we took this concept with us into the workplace. For example, your board governs but doesn't typically team up with the development staff for a major gift program. Or your staff, they stay focused in their separate areas like in programs, fundraising, communications, and operations. And your volunteers support the staff that work in those different silos. So what difference does that make? Well, research indicates that there are significant problems with the tendency to work in silos. For instance, there's a lack of collaboration. There's no cross-pollination of ideas because we're still sitting in our little rows. Priorities aren't shared because the silo has its own priorities, and those typically don't take into consideration larger priorities or different priorities in the other silos. Problem solving is ineffective. Not being allowed to speak to one another in those rows, we still play that out with a lack of communication or sometimes poor communication between silos. And we do have ample research that indicates that a lack of communication from working in silos impacts productivity negatively. I would encourage you to actually Google silo syndrome so you can look at some of the research about the ineffectiveness and problems with working in silos. Taking a team approach allows you to identify skill sets so that you can choose the most appropriate staff who will have the most to contribute to specific projects. Teams provide more thorough and creative solutions. So for instance, if you have say a question or a challenge that your organization is dealing with, bringing different backgrounds and perspective to that challenge or question allows your nonprofit to choose the best solution. And once those solutions are chosen, collaboration enhances the benefits of that best solution. Team members also can hold one another accountable and motivate one another to produce more efficient work. Humans are simply social beings. Collaboration brings more creativity, innovation, energy, and enthusiasm to your organization. Sharing the impact you are making enhances that impact. And studies do indicate that employee productivity and satisfaction grows when collaboration is formalized. I'm going to be teaching you how to move out of your silos and into teams in the remaining videos of this series. In every aspect of a nonprofit, teams are the most impactful means of producing results. So in our next video, we will be assessing your nonprofit needs to best build the teams that you need. That video you can watch on this page on Wednesday, April 3rd. When you're finished with this video, please feel free to post your comments or questions on this Facebook page. Thanks and see you soon.